Washington is being severely underestimated again, but this is nothing new. They've been underestimated all season long. They were pretty much a 9.5 point, 10-point underdog against Oregon in the Pac-12 championship, and they smacked them again. And they got a big advantage against Texas that not a lot of people are talking about. Washington has the best passing attack in college football. Michael Penix was a Heisman finalist, one of the best quarterbacks in college football. And he's throwing to the three best receivers that we are going to see Texas face off against that they haven't seen all season long. Washington, their wide receiving core poses a major mismatch for Texas because Texas, their defense has been really good. They got a really good front seven, but their secondary is awful. And right now, they are 86th in college football in passing yards per game allowed. Not good. And they've given up a lot of big plays downfield when they're not able to get consistent pressure on the quarterback and this secondary has to stay in coverage for a long period of time. They get carved up. Washington's receivers, you look at Roma Dunze, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Polk. Not only are they insanely talented, but they got incredible athleticism and size as well. All of these guys are 6'4" or taller. So Washington, you look at the fact that you may not have any success running the football at all against Texas defense. It's impossible to run the football against this Longhorns defense. It doesn't really matter because you're a team that's going to be able to destroy this secondary. And for Washington, you know, Kalen DeBoer, his offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubbs, they specialize on the offensive side of the football. So they're definitely going to have this offense playing at their highest level come the semifinal game against Texas. Texas defense is really outstanding when you look at it statistically, but their secondary is a major concern. If you're a Texans fan listening to this right now, you probably would agree with that also. Like your secondary is the Achilles heel of your defense. Washington has a really outstanding offensive line. Michael Penix has only been sacked 10 times all season long. And when Michael Penix starts the game out hot, this offense is good enough to put 40 or 50 points on you. This is most likely going to be a high-scoring game. It's probably going to be a combined total of maybe 80 to 90 points. The final score should be in the 40s for both of these two teams. I don't see any one of these defenses getting a lot of stops. But I do believe that Washington, their offense is being drastically underrated against Texas defense. That, yeah, they're really talented up front, but that secondary is going to get shredded by Michael Penix and these wide receivers. These wide receivers, this is probably the best receiving core in college football this year. Texas haven't seen a wide receiving core this talented all season long, and teams have been able to throw the football on this defense when they've had time to throw, such as Will Howard. He had a pretty good game against this Texas defense. Texas, their secondary, they're going to have a long afternoon trying to defend these Washington wideouts. With how good this offensive line is, they're going to be able to hold their own, and Michael Penix is going to have a good amount of time to throw the football. And when you give Michael Penix the clean pocket, he's going to destroy you. Michael Penix is probably going to have 400 yards passing, maybe 500, 4 or 5 passing touchdowns for, probably completing 67 to 70% of his passes. This is going to be an absolutely masterful performance that we're going to see out of Michael Penix in this game. Texas secondary isn't going to be able to slow down these wide receivers. They're way too deep, way too talented, and way too skilled with the way Texas secondary has fared this season. So Texas defense, they're going to be in for a really tough afternoon against this Washington offense. It's a big advantage that the Huskies have in this game, and it's a large reason why I believe that the Huskies not only can beat Texas, but I believe they possibly could win it all, and they're being drastically underrated once again. These wide receivers, they're incredible. They're really hard to stop, and it's hard to even have 2 great corners, to have 3 cornerbacks that can match up against these wide receivers. Yeah, good luck. The Longhorns are going to need it.